Hello, and welcome to this week's commentary video. First of all, as announced back on the 8th of December, as well as talked about last week, regarding my mom, I wanted to say thank you to all those who have sent kind words and who also have donated to her GoFundMe as she is gearing up for her fight against lung cancer. That link it will be in the description below. This week's topic has to do something more positive, more upbeat, as it were, as we'll be talking about baseball, or rather the Baseball Hall of Fame. This is a time of year where a lot of so-called experts or people who are receive the ballots from who are a part of the Baseball Writers Association of America go out of their way to try and justify the fact that they don't do their jobs properly and that they are terrible journalists and that the Baseball Hall of Fame in and of itself is a joke. For those who don't know, every at the end of the year, roughly the ballots go out for the base for to a select number of journalists who cover the sport of baseball, and they have the option to vote up to 10 players from that ballot who they deem Hall of Fame worthy. Now, over the course of the past 15 years, there's been a lot of scrutiny and a lot of controversy because there's been a few years where nobody was voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame from the writer's point of view. The fact that Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens were basically denied for nothing more than the alleged PED use, and also because the Baseball Writers Association did not like these individuals. So the fact that Fred McGriff in and of itself had to wait until his name came up during the Veterans Committee meetings recently says it all right there, because Fred McGriff, as far as I'm concerned, should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, and this is someone who basically hated seeing him in an Atlanta Braves uniform because he was playing against my Philadelphia Phillies. But be that as it may, even I could recognize greatness based on what a player does. Now, what really set me off on this tangent at the time I'm recording this particular commentary is that I saw on Twitter the ballot posted by Barry M. Bloom, one of these idiots from the BBWAA, who once again they did not fill out a complete ballot as far as I'm concerned. And then yeah, he has a comment piece like justifying his position and so forth. But guess what? There is no excuse. I could, based on what I know, I don't have baseball reference up at this point in time. Matter of fact, let me come over to this screen here. This is the screen I use for streaming, folks. So there you go. Okay. I don't have baseball reference up here at all. Okay. So this is off the top of my head. So here's the Hall of Fame list. Bobby Abreu, Bronson Arroyo, Carlos Beltran, Mark Burley, Matt Cain, R.A. Dickey, Jacoby Ellsbury, Andre Ethier, J.J. Hardy, Todd Helton, Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones, Jeff Kent, John Lackey, Mike Napoli, Johnny Peralta, Andy Pettit, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Francisco Rodriguez, Scott Rowland, Jimmy Rollins, Gary Sheffield, Houston Street, Omar Vizquel, Billy Wagner, Jared Weaver, and Jason Worth. Okay, all of these individuals had great careers, right? Right. Now, as we see here, Mr. Bloom only voted for 4 of these individuals: Helton, Pettit, Rodriguez, Alex Rodriguez, and Scott Rowland. Okay, and like I said, you can see my tweet right over here. It's an incomplete ballot. It's people like Mr. Bloom is why people consider the Baseball Hall of Fame to be a joke, because great players are not being put into it, and so forth. So, coming back over here. Now, we saw the list there, and question is, like, could I come up with 10 players from that list that should be in the Hall of Fame? And the answer is yes, I can come up with 10. So we'll go with the 4 that Mr. Bloom already has there: Helton, Pettit, Rodriguez, and Rowland. No problem there. From there, we can go Andrew Jones, that's 5. Jeff Kent, 6. Manny Ramirez, 7. Gary Sheffield, 8. Omar Vizquel 9, and number 10 is the one I personally have the most trouble coming up with. I'm going to go with Bobby Abreu as the number 10 there. And one argue, am I saying Abreu as just because I'm a Phillies fan? And no, because if that's the case, I would have said Jimmy Rollins. I consider Abreu's career to be, from what I remember off the top of my head, to be a lot more consistent. As a matter of fact, Abreu was actually Mr. Consistency, and one could say that was his biggest knock. But here's the thing, without looking at stats and just going off of what I know as a baseball fan and what my instincts tell me, it's like I was able to come up with 10. I was able to come up with 6 other names that are Hall of Fame worthy. And this is just based on what I know. So, again, here's the justification. I already said Abreu, Mr. Consistency. Andrew Jones, an elite center field, defensive center fielder, and was an offensive powerhouse. It's like you can judge him up until a point. He had a Hall of Fame career before he fell off a cliff offensively. But you can't deny that. Jeff Kent, the most home runs for a second baseman ever. Sure, he was a bit of a jerk, but still can't deny that. Manny Ramirez, it's Manny. He was a character, big power and everything, even before he got popped for the PEDs. But guess what? That was the era. At the time, it was a standard. Before it is what it is there. Gary Sheffield should have already been in the Hall of Fame, whether he was playing third base or the outfield. The guy was always good, and he was one of the greatest, had one of the best damn swings I've ever seen from a baseball fan's point of view. Omar Vizquel should, again, already be in, because he if Ozzie fucking Smith is in, Omar Vizquel should be in for the same reason, his defense. It's as simple as that. And the only reason Vizquel isn't in is because of all the allegations and stuff that came out when his name first started appearing on the ballot. So it's that simple. And I don't understand the mindset of the Baseball Writers Association of America members for so many of them not being able to come up with 10 names for on the ballot, or trying to justify voting for even less than 5. I mean, and it's kind of, I believe it's kind of it's time for the players, former and current, to start taking control of the Hall of Fame. Let the players themselves vote on that. It's like, send them all about it. It's like, here it is, and let them. That's really who should be deciding in terms of their contemporaries and so forth. Because the baseball writers, is like, their impact has severely tarnished the Hall of Fame over the course of the past 15 years, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, so many guys that should have already been in were basically denied, or have to wait through alternate means to get in. I think about it. Bonds and Clemens have to probably wait like another 5 years, or however the rotation of committees are set these days. Again, Dale Murphy should already be in the Hall of Fame because he was an elite player in the 1980s. There, it just doesn't make any sense that so many folks are being denied the ultimate honor because of gatekeeping and elitism. Matter of fact, I'm almost want to guarantee that a lot of the writers for the Baseball Writers Association, a lot of those members of the BBWAA, are probably Trump supporters, or believe in QAnon because of their attempted justification of gatekeeping. But that's another tangent for another day. So on that note, leave your thoughts and comments on this subject in the comment section below. I would say like and subscribe, but no one actually does that anyway. It's like, I don't do it when prompted to on other channels. So there you go. So on that note, we'll see you in the next commentary video, and also every night over on my Twitch channel. Have a good one, folks. Bye.